afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome everyone here tonight. Call this meeting to order. Let's have our roll call by raising your right hand. Do we need to excuse any that's not here tonight?
Mr. Webb, if you choose to.
I make a motion that we excuse Glenn Webb.
Second.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. At this time, I'd like to recognize we've got a group of students with us here tonight. Will y'all stand, please? And will one of you, or maybe more one, but one as a spokesman, tell us what you're here for and how you happen to be here, and we hope you enjoy it. Step up here, young lady.
This will teach you to do what your teacher tells you to do.
My name is Selena Garris, and I'm here representing South Central High School. We just come out to learn more about what's going on in our community and engage in what's going on so we can be informed as well. Thank you
for being here,
we've enjoyed it. Did you say your name was Garris?
Yes, sir.
You got a great last name.
Thank you, young lady, and thank each of you for coming. Come back and see us. We will now all stand and have our invocation and pledge, please.
If you'll bow your heads, please. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this life, for this county, and the people in it. Please guide us tonight and help us to make good decisions that will serve our citizens, all in your name. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing and face our flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
Motion to approve.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. All right, Mr. Manager, do we have any sign-ups for a public address?
Yes, we have one person signed up to speak, Ashley Cannon.
And while she's arriving, will you please advise it on that, please, ma'am?
Yes, Pitt County welcomes comments on all matters of public concern. I'll keep your time at 3 minutes, and if before you speak, please state your name and address.
Okay. My name is Ashley Cannon, and I live at 2406 East 4th Street in Greenville. As I said, my name is Ashley Cannon. I'm the parent of a second grader and a soon-to-be kindergartner at Walcoats Elementary School of the Arts. I walk my child to school every day, and when I drop him off, I have no doubt that his teachers are working tirelessly to provide an exceptional education. What I do doubt is whether he'll stay safe if someone with malicious intent walks onto school property from the wide-open access on 5th Street or from the Greenway. I understand that the green light has been given to fund secure corridors for schools in Pitt County. I also understand that securing the corridors of Walcoats will require more money than for other schools because of its open layout. While I fully appreciate your commitment to securing our corridors, I'm here to ask that you not just slap a Band-Aid on a shotgun wound by placing a chain-link fence around our perimeter. I'm here this evening to ask that you secure the corridors of Walcoats in a way that preserves the integrity of a neighborhood school with an emphasis on the arts. Chain-link fences are commonly associated with prisons, with an emphasis on keeping the ugly inside, away from the rest of the world. If you came to Walcoats, and I encourage all of you to at some point, you would experience the positive energy bursting at the seams. There's something very special about our school, an internal strength that's alive and well. Our students do the good work of learning and growing, and the teachers do the good work of pouring time and energy and their own resources into making sure the students get what they need. What the teachers and administrators are creating through an integration of the arts is a beautiful work indeed. Securing a school like Walcoats with a chain-link fence would be like showcasing a rosebush covered in a burlap sack. Walcoats is an open enrollment school. It's a school that's finally getting the positive attention it deserves from Greenville citizens and professionals affiliated with the arts and educational community. Our school has the highest enrollment of exceptional children, or children with special needs, than any other elementary school in the district. That's not a huge surprise with highly qualified and exceptional teachers like Julie Brickhouse, Pitt County's Teacher of the Year, at the helm. We are the only elementary school in Pitt County that has a dedicated orchestra and theater teacher. In order for our school to continue to be a strong educational option for a child from any background or any ability, we must continue to look as strong from the outside as we are on the inside. I thank you for the steps taken to implement safety measures thus far, but I implore you, Commissioners, to go one step further in securing our school's corridors. Give Walcoats a perimeter that is fitting and appropriate for a school of the arts, not a juvenile detention center. You have the power to ensure all schools in Pitt County receive security measures that in this day and age are basic necessities. One more sentence.
Go ahead.
I will end. But for Walcoats specifically, I'm asking that in providing the basic necessity of safety, you do so in a way that allows the rosebush to fully shine. Thank you.
Thank you for your report. Appreciate you coming up. Mr. Everett?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here tonight with some good news, a good news report, if you will. There are two things that we'd like to briefly bring to your attention tonight as a reminder, as an update on some things that we have going on within the Emergency Management Department and throughout the emergency services community. I want to talk with you for a moment about that this is EMS week, as well as we want to talk for a moment about the launching of our Pulse Point app, which we're very excited about. So for a second, let's talk about EMS Week. EMS Week is May 20th through 26th, and it is about a time to set aside to honor the first responders who provide immediate care during a health crisis. These are individuals that are trained professionals who work around the clock to ensure care is available quickly, whether from an accident or whether from some type of illness. These individuals are on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and are ready to respond to any type of call that they may be faced with. Later on tonight, you're going to be asked to approve an EMS Week proclamation acknowledging and supporting the fine work that our emergency services community does, in particular our EMS folks, since this is indeed EMS Week. So our folks do a great job, and each year with EMS Week there's a theme. This year's theme is Stronger Together, and so how appropriate to have that theme for this year's EMS Week when it aligns perfectly with the launching of the Pulse Point app that we're planning to do. We've been here before and talked about the Pulse Point app that we have been working on for a period of time now for implementation. So we are ready to launch that. So what better time to talk about Stronger Together when we're talking about the emergency services community as a whole and partnering with our community, partnering with our citizens. So again, we thought that this year's theme was perfect for helping us to launch the Pulse Point app. Now, you may recall that the Pulse Point app is a free app that will alert users to nearby cardiac emergencies, allowing them to start CPR while the EMS personnel are en route to that location. I'm proud to say that we're going to launch the app this Wednesday, which is May 23rd at 10 a.m. downstairs in the Emergency Operations Center, and we would love for each and every one of you to be in attendance with us on Wednesday morning as we launch this app. What I'd like to do for just a moment, actually for about 90 seconds, we have a video clip that we'd like to show that sort of provides an animated overview of how the Pulse Point works in terms of the overall emergency response system.
He just suffered a sudden cardiac arrest. He isn't the only one. Today, 1,000 people in the United States will have the same experience. Time is now critical. As a call is placed to emergency dispatch, the clock continues to tick. Emergency responders are several minutes away. Unfortunately, several minutes can be too long. For every minute Joel goes unaided, his chance of survival decreases by 10%. Fortunately, Joel lives in a Pulse Point connected community. Pulse Point is integrated with his community's emergency dispatch. The moment Joel's emergency call came in, a Pulse Point alert went out, connecting nearby CPR-trained volunteers and AEDs to his location. Meet Scott, an off-duty firefighter out running errands, and Donna, a financial planner working next door. Because they were nearby and quickly alerted, they're now able to provide life-saving care until emergency responders arrive. That initial care made all the difference. This is Joel. He's a sudden cardiac arrest survivor. Armed with Pulse Point, any volunteer can help save a life. Become a life-saving volunteer and download Pulse Point today.
Okay, so again, with a Stronger Together campaign this year, what better way to come together and be stronger, and that is by embracing the community and asking them to help us with bystander CPR. Now, I've got to say with a great amount of pride, we are now considered a Pulse Point community. But to take that a step further, Pitt County is the first in the state of North Carolina to become a Pulse Point community. So that's great news for our community. It's something that we can all be proud of, to say that we are the very first in North Carolina to actually adopt this app and integrate it into our emergency response system. So it is something that we're very proud of. I have one more quick 60-second video that I'd like to share with you. It's Dr. Pertella, who is our medical director. Our Public Information Office has put together a 4-minute PSA to help us promote hands-only CPR. So just want to show you just a quick snippet of some of the information that we'll be disseminating out across our broadcast media. So if you will, just show you this one quick video.
Would you know what to do if somebody collapsed in front of you? Hi, I'm Dr. Roberto Portela, and I'm the Medical Director for Pitt County Emergency Medical Services. And I'm here to talk to you about sudden cardiac arrest and what you can do to help. If you see somebody collapse in front of you, it is important that you act fast. Just call 911 and start hands-only CPR. You don't have to be perfect. Doing some CPR is better than no CPR at all. Our goal is to increase the survival rate from sudden cardiac arrest in our region, and we need your help. Learn how to do hands-only CPR and download the Pulse Point app.
Again, that was a video that was produced by our Public Information Office to help us promote the Pulse Point app, and also to get our community to understand the importance of learning hands-only CPR. We really want to encourage all of our citizens to not only learn hands-only CPR, but to also download the Pulse Point app and to join our 911 telecommunicators, our EMS, our law enforcement, and fire professionals to help strengthen sudden cardiac arrest survivability throughout our community. And this is EMS Week again, so we're just asking everyone that if you know or see someone that's affiliated with EMS, to please take a moment and tell them thank you for what they do to help out our community. And also thanks to each of you for the support that you provide us for the different projects that we have going on within our department. So thank you, and I'll be glad to answer any questions if you have a question.
Alan, very good report, but today's Daily Reflector has an article setting forth some of the things that you just said, and people did not get the totality of it by your presentation. If they go back and look at the paper, it's a very good article written on that. Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to know, is that when you download apps, you get all these ads that jumps up and take over your, is anything attached to that? That's what made me not want to do it.
Good question. No, ma'am. This is a vendor-controlled app, so therefore all you will get would be that message that's originating from within our 911 center out to your phone via that app. So it's not any kind of commercial for sale advertisement app.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Burnett, if you read your material, you see that one of the significant parts of this is that the revenues received are a little over what the expenditure is, which is good financing. Is any questions of the members on that, or do we have
motion to approve, Mr. Chairman?
All in favor, indicate by raising your right hand. So ordered. All right, now you're ready, Brian, for the next one.
Yes, it's my pleasure to announce that the Government Finance Officers Association has recently awarded Pitt County with its third consecutive Popular Annual Financial Report Award for outstanding reporting. It's a great honor for our staff in the Budget Office and our folks in the Public Information Office, and we are one of 6 counties in the entire state to have received this award.
Move that we accept the award.
Second.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, number 4 on the agenda, the tax collector's report. Any questions about that?
No, I read the report. I'd like to move we approve it.
Second.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Thank you. That's simple. All right, Mr. Manager, your reports.
Yes, sir. Fairly brief. Just want to remind the board of your next meetings. June 4th at 9 a.m., followed by the public hearing on the budget the evening of June 5th at 7 p.m., and then your last meeting for June in the evening at 6 p.m. on the 18th. Also, the County Assembly Day, which is coordinated by the Association of County Commissioners, will be May 30th. That's a day event from 8:45 a.m. to 5 p.m. I believe the clerk has got those that are planning to be in attendance. If there's any others, if you'll see Ms. Singleton, then we can get that coordinated.
Any questions?
One other last thing. Ms. Annette Eubanks from the Mideast Commission has asked that we once again solicit volunteers to serve on the Aging Steering Committee. This is not the same committee that we've had others. There's some allocation of funds. They currently only have 3 voting members, and at times there's only 1 member in attendance. So it can a committee of 1, it doesn't necessarily constitute a committee. So she just wanted me to make that announcement.
All right, thank you.
Is there any special requirement to serve on that committee?
I do not believe so.
Okay.
How many members?
Yes,
Currently 3.
No, I mean, how many members will make up the board?
I don't believe they have a set number on this particular committee.
Okay.
Well, that's a point of interest that we need to look at. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
So moved.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Okay, items for decision. Mr. Rhodes?
Good evening, Mr. Chair. In your package tonight, you'll notice that we have an update on the Woodmore Farms street improvement project. We're not holding a public hearing tonight, due in fact to us not receiving the 3 required, the minimum number of bids, 3 required bid packages for that project. So instead of that tonight, we're bringing back before you for your consideration, similar to what we did at March 26th, your meeting then, is a preliminary assessment resolution, and that sets forth the parameters of this project. It also sets forth a new public hearing date. So with that, we're looking at having a public hearing date on June the 18th, and our county engineer is already in the process of re-advertising for this project, and we will be opening bids on June the 5th. So even if we don't get the 3 required bids at that point, we can still bring that forward for your consideration at your June 18th public hearing. So with that, 2 actions requested tonight: adopt the preliminary assessment resolution, and that in turn also sets forth a public hearing date of June the 18th. Did want to let you know we have been tracking the petitions that are being received from the property owners in that subdivision. There's been some changeover. New people have bought into the subdivision. There's been some land transactions. Otherwise, combination of lots, a lot of things continue to change. So this is very fluid. The good news is we still maintain the 75% that's required for both the property owners that are involved and for the road frontage for those people that own that property. So we're still moving forward with this process, just a delay of 1 month to bring that back to you at a public hearing. So with that, Mr. Chairman, if we can get consideration of these two motions.
What's the pleasure of the board?
I move for both motions to adopt the preliminary assessment resolution and to set a public hearing for June the 18th.
Second.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes.
Thank you.
Could I just have you say that we usually have at least 3 people to bid to do the work on a project like this. Is that correct?
It's required
Okay.
per state statute for the first time.
The first time. I think that's what I want you to say, that if the next time coming up, if there's only 2, we can go with one of those, right?
That is correct, and
Okay.
even if it's less than 2.
Okay. That was what I wanted to know.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. And now as to the appointment of the Farmers Market Advisor, what's the pleasure of the board?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Mr. Andy McLaughlin to the Farmers Market Advisory Committee.
Being no others, all in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Appointment for the Farmers Food Council, what's the pleasure of the board?
Let me get there.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we appoint Mrs. Laureen Hywood to the Food and Farming Food Council.
Being no other nominations, all in favor indicate by raising your right hand. Thank you. Starting with Ann, any comments? Commissioner's comments?
No.
Mr. Garris?
No comment.
Charles?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I am very pleased to announce that the Pitt County Drone Ordinance Committee met this afternoon, and we have some wonderful, exciting news. We finally got the go-ahead from the chief counsel of the FAA, and there is absolutely nothing, any fault that can be found with the way our legal department has drafted this ordinance. So the committee asked that this board move forthwith to set another public hearing, please.
Thank you, sir. Beth, comments?
No comments.
Mary?
No comment, Mr. Chairman.
Tom?
Yeah, I'd like to tell our visitors, meetings are normally not this short.
Absolutely.
The last time
Are you
was
suggesting
unbelievable.
they selected the right date?
Yes, you all definitely chose the right time to be here.
Mr. McLaughlin, as part
Yes,
of
sir.
your comments, do you have a motion?
Yes, sir. This is a Pitt County good news item. The Source of America is a national customer award was presented to Pitt County just recently, and John Demery, Director of Solid Waste, was recognized for his employing ECVC employees at the new construction site and demolition recovery facility here in Pitt County. Also, we were recognized for the fact that we provide janitorial service by employing 25 of ECVC employees. So this is a national recognition. I was very fortunate to be there during the presentation. And so I just wanted to let people know here that Pitt County is on the move nationally, and we continue to do what's right. The key thing on this award is that we are employing people not so much with disabilities, but recognizing their abilities to perform and to do work. And as you've probably seen around here, these employees of ECVC have been doing a great job in their janitorial service and also at the landfill. So thanks to John Demery for outstanding job that he's doing, in Pitt County government for what we do in terms of hiring and promoting these individuals with abilities. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. McLaughlin, for your presentation and receiving that and representing the county as you always do in a good capacity. Now, what's your motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I move that we adjourn.
All right.
Mr. Chairman.
Do we have a second to the
I
motion?
second it.
All in favor indicate by raising your right hand. So ordered. Now talk, y'all. Thank y'all for coming.
I was going to ask for a second on my motion